What's up, guys? We've all seen fighters like Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, Canelo Alvarez hit pads, and it is pretty spectacular. So what I want to talk about in today's episode is how important is fancy pad work, and well, the basic pad work, just the 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. Will it get it done for you? Will it make you as good as those guys who are doing fancy pad work? That is what we're talking about today. Alright guys, this is going to be a fun episode for me because pad work is my favorite thing to do out of anything in martial arts. Now I'm lucky, I have a spectacular pad holder, we have a real give and take, we have a bunch of flow, and it's never the same, it's always exciting. But before my current pad holder became pretty much my go-to pad holding guy, aside from my brother, during classes in kickboxing, I would bounce from person to person to person, and at every class probably have somebody different holding for me. And at that point, I was competing as an amateur, so I have a lot of knowledge on how important it is to have that fancy pad work down every day. Before we go any further, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you get subscribed. It helps the channel a lot, and I really, truly appreciate your support. Now, let's get back to guys like Mayweather. When you see them hitting pads, they're all over the place. They're blocking, it's very long combinations, and I've tried this style of pad work before. I actually had one of my buddies, and we did a little bit of work, I'd say about 6-7 years ago, where we would block, come with the shoulder roll, come back, roll, and we'd have these big fluid combos with lots of rolling and slipping and checking in between. You've seen Floyd before. It's so much fun following him and watching him on the pads. And the same thing when you see Canelo Alvarez. The combos are very unorthodox. It's very different pad work than you would see somebody like Triple G do. And the same thing happens in the kickboxing world. You get guys like Yotsenklai Faratex, whose pad work is very, very basic. And you get other guys, probably more like myself, who is, there's lots of movement, there's lots of long combinations, it's very fluid, there's head rolling, there's fade backs, there's a little bit of everything. So I want to talk about which one is better, which one is going to make you the better fighter. Now keep in mind this is just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure I'm spot on in this analysis. And here's my answer. I'm going to give it to you guys quick today, and then we're going to do more of an in-depth breakdown. It depends on you. It's totally on you. And I want to explain that in a little bit more detail, and I want to transition very quickly to bag work. So let's say I got a bag here, and my style, if you guys have watched me fight, you know what my style is. It's lots of long combinations. I'm very fluid between legs and feet. If I get on the bag and all I'm doing is 1, 1, 2, hoop, 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 and that's it, and I get somebody who holds let's say pads for me like that, that is not my style whatsoever. So whether I'm doing that on the bag or whether I'm doing it on pads, it is incorrect for me because it's not the way that I fight, it's not the way that I spar, it's not the way my body wants to move with the nice long combos. I need somebody who's going to replicate my style. And I was thinking about this lots today, and my conclusion was, when you look at a lot of the different guys in the world, whether they're very fancy pad work or very basic pad work, they generally fight very similar to their pad work style. And that's something you guys can keep in mind. If you are a very flashy fighter, you're very bouncy, you're moving around a lot, and then you get somebody who holds pads for you and they're like, jab, jab, cross, cross, hook. That's wrong for you. But by the same token, there's nothing wrong with basic pad work. If you're Yotsenklai Faratex and your style is basically cross, cross, round kick, cross, cross hook, then why would you hold for him fancy? That's not his style, it's not going to work for him. And the big thing here is understanding what your style is, and that takes time, it's development. And I've had lots of people ask me, how do I find my style? Well, it seems very simple. It's not simple, but the answer I'm going to give you is quite simple. When you do your training, when you do your bag work, when you do your sparring, you need to find out what works best for you. If you find that you're a very evasive fighter, you're very good at slipping and countering, then that's something you need to utilize all the time. That needs to be in your bag work, in your pad work. But for somebody like myself, I'm not really into a whole lot of slipping. So very rarely do I have anybody go jab, cross, hook at me where I'm going slip, slip, roll. I never do it, so why would I practice it? I think overall my conclusion is basically if you watch somebody hit pads they're going to fight very similar to their pad style. There are a few exceptions. One of the main ones that I think people misunderstand is Floyd Mayweather hitting pads. I truly believe that is not the only way that he hits pads. His little flow style where, you know, his uncle's holding for him and he's doing most of the work, or just like Floyd's just kind of doing that. I think that's for show. I think it's something that they've used to develop timing, eyesight, maybe some mental fortitude, but I absolutely don't believe that's the only pad work he does. That's not his fight style. He is very good at long shots, and when he does his pad work, he very rarely extends his arm beyond that. At least the pad work we see. He's doing more. He definitely is. Don't be fooled into some guy's little pitter-patter pad work where you're looking at them going, oh, how is he in such good shape? How is he the world champion doing that? Do I need to be doing that? No, you don't need to be doing that. That is different. It's something that he just, I think, has mastered for the camera. What a good pad holder should be doing for you, or they should be asking you before you start your pad session, is what style do you have? What do you like to do? Should I be throwing, you know, single punches, maybe a couple combos of 2 or 3? Or are you a long combination guy? Do you want 6 punches finishing with a high kick? Should I be doing lots of defense for you because you're a good counter fighter? These are the types of things a good pad holder will do, and these are the types of things that will develop the type of pad style you should be utilizing. So is basic or fancy pad work better? Neither is better, in my opinion. They are both different. They both suit certain people's styles. You need to come up with your own pad work style and make sure you have somebody who can recognize what your style is on the pads. Anyway, guys, that is my take on pad work. It's something that people ask me all the time. What kind of pad work should I be doing? Your pad work looks pretty dynamic. Should I be doing that? These are all fair questions. I hope today I answered and explained my thoughts on it well enough for you. If you guys have any questions on anything we talked about, throw it in the comments. I will get back to you. If you don't mind, give the video a like. If you haven't already, get subscribed. As always, train hard, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.